The "Can I borrow your husband" video and then that lady at the Kroger grocery store video, the timing that those two videos came out were absolutely chef's kiss. Perfect. You couldn't have planned it better. The first video is of a woman saying, "Hey, to my girlfriends, can I borrow your husband? I'll make you both dinner. We'll have wine. We can all hang out. Can I borrow him to put the TV up for me? Can I borrow him to help him move this for me? Can I X, Y, and Z?" That is followed maybe a week or so later by a video of a woman in a Kroger grocery store. The second video is of a woman at a Kroger grocery store talking about how these women approached her husband and said that these women had the audacity to approach her husband to ask him to reach for something off the top shelf for them, and that her husband knew to look at her and get her permission before he was willing to help these strangers out. In particular, she had an issue because they were women. Something I've always said, and I know some people don't like it when I say it, relationships are transactional. Relationships are transactional. That is relationships with a family member, with friends, or even with a romantic partner. They are all transactional. I am so desperate to see what your guys' friends groups look like. If you're one of those people who, for some reason, agree with the woman at the Kroger grocery store, or say, "No, you can't borrow my husband," or if you're one of the men saying, "No, you can't borrow me," I am desperate to see what your friends groups look like. Because I guarantee you that they're either non-existent or they're piss poor. People talk about community, people talk about village, but no one is willing to do what it takes to create that community, maintain the community, to have a village. If you want longevity, if you want to be able to sustain these relationships you have in your life, whether with your friends, family, or a romantic partner, you need to give. You need to give. You can't just take. But you're all so self-centered and selfish and insecure. And one of the prime examples as to why I think it was perfect that that second video came out after the first video is because the second video, you should read the comments, no one wants your man. No one wants your man. We promise you are safe. And there are some women who are saying, "No, you can't borrow my husband," because why would you want to? Social media has made you all very paranoid, and it's made you all very self-centered. No one wants your man. I promise you, your man is safe. It's okay. She just wants someone to help put the TV up for her. And you can see that it is an insecurity issue, because if it were two short men that had approached her husband, she wouldn't have had a problem because they were men. But because they're women, it's an issue. Because women did it, it's an audacity issue. That highlights insecurity. Now, if you're one of the men saying, "No, you can't borrow me," you're just as self-centered. You're just as selfish, and you also are not contributing to community either. My friends matter to me. I love them. I care about them. And so I want to help them when I can. Now, I am not like my husband. My husband is 6 foot. My husband is tall. My husband is strong. I am not. So if my friends need help moving something that's hundreds of pounds, I'm not going to be of value. I'm not going to be of use. My husband will, though. And because I care about my friends, my husband should care about my friends too. My husband should be willing to help and offer because he cares about me, and because I care about them. That is a package deal when you are extensions of one another and you are in a relationship with someone who loves you and cares about you. Usually they're going to love and care about the people that you love and care about as well. And to be preemptive, because I know you all love whataboutisms and you can come up with every exception under the sun, I'm not talking about people who very clearly are taking advantage of your husband's grace. I just can't fathom doing that to my friends. I think you need some introspection. If you're someone who's always complaining about village and community and how no one's there for you, I think you all need some introspection, because you might just be super self-centered and selfish, and you might be a taker. You might be a taker. People who constantly complain about lack of community or lack of village, and I'm not talking about how you were born in an unfortunate circumstance and you don't have family and friends. Don't do the whataboutisms here. I don't have patience for that. People who constantly complain about it, you need to look in the mirror. Are you actually being a good village member? Are you actually being a good member of your community? Because a lot of you have shown and highlighted that you're just not good friends or good people. And finally, I'm going to end with this, because why would you even be friends with women like that if you were so concerned that they wanted your husband? You obviously don't trust them. You obviously don't trust them, so why are you friends with them? Why are you friends with them if you don't trust them? And why, as a woman, would you ever want to get into a relationship with a man who's not willing to just help people? Like that, you want a selfish, self-centered man? And I know the answer. Some of you do. Some of you do because you're deeply insecure. Some of you do because you're so deeply insecure, so you do want that. But normal people should want to be in relationships with men who are like willing to help, willing to be helpful. Like that's an admirable trait in a man.